as you battle angels atop fighter jets as they were around skyscrapers, dodging attacks from monstrously sized basilisks before eventually tangoing with a demon gone rogue as it scales a building, you're probably wondering what endgame sequence this was taken from. Ludicrously, this insane action serves as Bayonetta 2's prologue, an indicator of the kind of craziness you should expect. Platinum Games' sophomore story with the Umbra Witch is a game of excess, but one which is also of immense quality. Perhaps one of the finest action games since the golden days of God of War and Devil May Cry 3, this is simply a must for anyone lucky enough to own one of Nintendo's most ambitious yet overlooked consoles. Directly following the 2010 game, both narratively and mechanically, Bayonetta is enjoying some seasonal sales when angels attack the city. Following the heated battle, companion John is wounded and her soul is dragged into the Inferno, leaving her comatose. The Umbra Witch then sets out to reclaim her friend's soul by travelling to Noaton and the nearby mountain Fimbulventr, which secretly houses an entrance to the underworld. Along the way, new characters join the chaos, including a mysterious boy with desires to reach the same destination as Bayonetta, and returning characters such as Dealer Rodin and Clumsy O'Fluker also aid her quest. It's an enjoyably campy romp, with all the immaturities and overdone cinematography the first game to find itself on. It makes a bit more sense this time around, with a clear goal building into something more. While the gameplay feels like a polished update rather than an overhaul, considering the first was one of the best of class, this just means the pros shine even brighter. Every strike slices with smooth precision, every frame stays steady, and each hit lands with weighty impact. While starting with a quad set of pistols at first, you can eventually gain new weapons from the shop, including heavier Undine clubs with elemental properties, Sliking Rakshasa swords, and the Kafka bow. You can equip both a top and bottom weapon, allowing you to balance properties and create powerful combos born out of your arsenal choices. You can also set up a backup loadout, allowing experimentation. Witch Time returns, allowing well-placed dodges to slow down time shortly, and proves a satisfying mechanic to master still. New is the Umbran Climax, a meter which builds as you strike, and allows you to either enter a supercharged state which adds extra damage to strikes, or perform a torture attack for extra points. It's a great addition and adds a decision-making essence to the game's fights. It's a hell of a lot of fun fighting in Bayonetta 2. But it's the grand scale of the experience which keeps you glued to the screen. The aforementioned prologue serves up a great taster, but things only increase in insanity from there. Surfing across the sea while doing battle with a boss, dueling with one as you drop down a collapsing tower, and a fight with a masked antagonist as your summons do battle in the background are just some of the highlights. There's a lot of variety too, with a slew of segments which deviate from the hack and slash norm, including beast riding and mech suit combat. It feels less like forced detours and more like Platinum Games paying homage to games of old, and with controls staying sturdy in these parts, they prove incredibly fun. Every time you think the craziness cannot be topped, the next level shakes things up more, creating a constant sense of joy and being excited for what comes next. Bayonetta 2 is one of the longer examples of its genre, with its campaign spread across a whopping 16 chapters and taking well over 10 hours. Collectibles return, including heart pieces for extra health, as well as crows and vinyl records, which unlock more goodies in Rodin's shop. Extra difficulties up the challenge considerably, while lower settings feel accessible yet tricky in some spots. The other key addition to the game is Tag Climax mode, a 2-player mode that puts an interesting spin on the action. As you progress, verse cards rewarded allow you to choose 6 battles sequentially, and you can wager halos against each other for whomever performs better. It's an odd mix of competitive and cooperative, as the gambling mechanic can seem at odds with a revival system that punishes both players if they fail. However, the sight of 2 people hacking away is still worth experiencing, and you can even tango with an AI partner too. One of the best looking games the Wii U would see, the silky smooth performance is matched with great detail. Colours pop amidst intricate backgrounds, animations bring the balletic violence beautifully to life, and the heaven-hell dynamic creates a noticeable contrast. The swath of angels and demons you face feel distinctive and unsettling, and cutscenes bore some outstanding direction. The sound is great, with a raft of voice talent that does a good job, whether it's Helena Taylor as the titular heroine, or David Fennoy's dulcet tones powering Rodin's cool persona. The music is an eclectic mix of pop tracks, epic orchestral, and other genres which meshes with the game's frantic tone very well, and the effects all pack the appropriate punch. Could you levy complaints at Bayonetta 2? Absolutely. Whether it's the less engaging touchpad controls which fail to match the reams of combos, or some awkward moments in the story. But it feels like nitpicking in the grand scheme of things, as this tremendous action game refuses to let up. Whether it's the exhilarating set pieces, accessible yet challenging action, or the lengthy list of content, Platinum Games have outdone the original in almost every respect. Whether you're a seasoned combat expert or looking to dip your toe into the genre, Bayonetta 2 is simply a must-play, and perhaps the crowning glory in the Wii U's library.
I don't recall asking for your permission. Oh, and I was wrong about our final destinations. Going down